Hi, my people. This is Soraya, and I'm here to talk. I usually talk about acne. I talk about my skin. I talk about the struggles of acne and how it affects my life. And so today we'll be talking about how the heat. It's summer, and how the heat is affecting my skin. So uh, I like heat in terms of my skin because my skin breathes much better when I have when I when it's hot. My glands, the sweat glands, produce much more sweat, and my pores open up, and then it just becomes easier to remove like the dead skin, which is part of my acne problems and my skin problems. Like in winter, when it's cold and the really not humid, I get a lot of dry patches. But when it's warm, especially in summer like this, I get a lot of my skin opens up, so my pores are more open and my skin sheds much faster, and hopefully my hyperpigmentation is gonna lessen. And so I usually try and take advantage of this weather so that my hyperpigmentation goes down. um, it has not gone down yet, but my skin is clearer and smoother, definitely. The problem with hyperpigmentation is like right now I have a lot of like previous breakouts, so it's one scar on top of another on top of another, so it looks like my skin is really bad, especially on the side. But I haven't had so many breakouts so far, thank God. Fingers, crossed, I don't get any other breakouts. And I think the last time I had told you guys that I'm trying to use the same product, so I'm trying to, as much as I can, use the products that I have, although I have reduced on the acids because I found out that they're eroding my skin somewhat. So I just use those like once or twice a week now. And I realized like the vitamin C is actually an acid. I mean, I know that, but I don't know, in my head I didn't really click that vitamin C is an acid. So yeah, so when I have a vitamin C serum, so I've also reduced using that because vitamin C is actually ascorbic acid. And so if you use that, and then I have the hyaluronic acid, and then I also have the BHA. So all of those are acids, and if when I use them too often, I see that my skin starts forming erosions. I don't know if that makes sense, but it starts peeling off. So I decided not to use that and just use them like once in a while. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully with this summer now, so that's what I'm saying, at least hopefully I'm taking advantage of the summer so that my skin peels off naturally with just natural shedding. um so yeah, my hyperpigmentation is still present, but it's kind of lessening, not too much, but I can see some kind of improvement. The other thing with the sun though is that you have to use sunscreen, and I've been forgetting to use my sunscreen. I catch myself saying, oh, I haven't used my sunscreen today, but I'm trying much more. Like, at least it's present in my head that I need to use sunscreen, which is good. And I'm just using the sunscreens that I have. I have one which is a L'Oreal, and I have a Neutrogena. They're both like chemical sunscreens. I know Dr. Vanita, if you listen to her YouTube videos, she prefers the physical sunscreens. Those are the ones with zinc. I do not have that yet, but I am trying to finish these ones that I have. And I'm gonna show you the products that I have, but the L'Oreal is what is actually helping me right now. The Neutrogena is a spray, but I find it sometimes kind of sticky. The L'Oreal is a cream, so it's much better. It absorbs into my skin kinda, and it doesn't form as a white cast. So I'm gonna show you later the L'Oreal sunscreen that I use. It's not like really a sunscreen. It's not very high in sunscreen activity. I think it's like 20 or 30%, but I think it helps because like when I wash my face, you can actually see that it's coming off, so that means that it stays on my face. So yeah, I'm hoping that that's working. And then yeah, so what I've been using instead, like to clear my breakouts, is actually Dettol. And don't come for me, but Dettol works for me. It's like when I use Dettol, I just like take a pad with a little bit of water and Dettol and just apply it on my face, especially where the breakouts are. And I'm telling you, the next day the breakouts are gone. So I don't know, that is what I'm using, because I tried the benzoyl peroxide and it doesn't work that fast. So I'm using something else, and I'm using my Dettol, and I trust my Dettol, so that's what I'm using. And the other thing, so yeah, so now with the hyperpigmentation, what I've been using also is foundation. I don't say much more, but more often. And the foundation I have also is a Maybelline foundation, which is a mousse, which is actually works very well with my skin, and it doesn't break out my skin. So that's what I've been using for foundation, just to cover the spots, although my spots are like mainly on the side. So like if you're looking at me from like frontal view, you won't see much, but on the sides it's really, but as I told you, I have like jaw acne and a little bit on my forehead. So yeah, the other thing is with foundation though, is especially if you have an oily face like me. I have like a really oily face, and then with the heat and the water and the sweat, how does the foundation stay? It doesn't. And then I'm a person who, I don't say constantly touches my face, but I touch my face, especially when it's oily, because I'm like, what's that oil? I feel something when my face is oily. So I'm like, I touch my face, I'm like, oh my god, I have oil. And what comes off? The foundation. So yeah. So what I use with my foundation also is which I had researched a long time ago online, is the Benai spray. What do they call it? It's the last spray to keep the foundation on. I'm forgetting the name right now, but it's the Benai spray, which is really good for oily skin. It really keeps that on. If you use it for too long though, it becomes like sticky and a little bit cracky. So I don't use it for too long, and it's better to use it in like a cool area. So yeah, immediately I come home, I wash my face, and I don't even like putting foundation. So I feel like foundation can block my pores, so I don't really like using it. But it's like a double-edged sword. I have to use it sometimes to cover my hyperpigmentation, because there's some days I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, my skin is looking so whack. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, sometimes I have to use that foundation, and I use my Benai spray to make sure that it stays on. Yeah, so that is what is going on right now. Yeah, let me show you the product so that you can see what I am using. I'll show you next. So this is what I'm using for products. That's the Neutrogena Ultra Sheen Face Mist, which has a 55 SPF, which is the spray. And then that's the L'Oreal Revitalift sunscreen, which is like a day lotion, which is I think 20% SPF. I'll zoom in. And then I have I'm still using the alpha arbutin 2% with hydrochloric acid sometimes from The Ordinary. And that's my Dettol. And that's the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, which I use for foundation. I'm just gonna zoom in so that you can see. So that's the L'Oreal Revitalift sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 20, and as you can see, that's a chemical sunscreen. It's really good. And then that's the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, which is I use it in cocoa foundation, and I'll open it up so that you can see. As I said, The Ordinary alpha arbutin, yeah, with hydrochloric acid, and This is in French, and that's what the ingredients are. And as you can see, it also has lactic acid. I don't know if you can see that. See that? And yeah, my Dettol and the Neutrogena mist sunscreen. See, it has an invisible finish. It's oil free. It is actually oil free, and yeah, it's also a chemical sunscreen. If you can see that. Yeah, so that's what I use for sunscreens right now, and I just want to show you the Revitalift. So I'm just gonna show you. This is how this is my foundation. That's how the foundation mousse looks like, and that is the drop of foundation is from the L'Oreal Revitalift sunscreen. So yeah, it's pretty, not too thick, not too thin, and it rubs on pretty good. I'll show you. Let me see if I can show you. Let's see. So if I rub it on like that, you can see it absorbs pretty good, and you see, like, there's no white cast, if you can see that. This is just the remnants of the cream, but you can see it didn't have any like white cast. I don't know if it's a little bit blurry, but yeah, there we go. So yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can get the links to what I'm using and put them in my I'll put them in I'll put the links below, and you can see if you are interested in it. You can buy it. Usually I buy my stuff from Amazon. So the Dettol you can get from stores, as you know, either the normal grocery stores or Amazon, or also like the like foreign stores, like the Indian stores also sometimes have it. Yeah, so and then maybe I think I'll also show you a clip of how my skin looks like, although there's not so much improvement, but yeah, I'll show you what it looks like. So this is also like a storyline for me, so that I can see if there's any improvement in my skin as time goes along. So it was nice to be, and tell you something about myself. I know it's been a while, and I'm trying to see if I can make more videos much more often, but it will depend on my schedule. So hi, I apologize, I keep saying hydrochloric acid, but it's hyaluronic acid. Yeah, so as you can see, alpha arbutin and hyaluronic acid. Thank you for being here. If you can, if you please subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.